Do you love me? Do you need me?
Hey guys, it's Phoenix here. Today's video is a client makeover. I'm working on this beautiful face right here, the inspiring and stunning Devon. And yeah, we're going to recreate this colorful and very glowy look together. So join me as we recreate this spotlight, colorful, fiery eye and absolutely over the top glowy skin. Keep on watching. I'm going to do the brows and the eyes first before we apply any color to the face. So I'm going to start with an eye base. I'm using the Louise Eye Base. I love this eye base, as you guys probably already know. And when you're applying this, I find it's a really good idea to apply a very dense layer all over the eyelid, the whole eye area, and around the eyebrow as well. And I love using this M.A.C concealing brush to do that. Now to fill in the brows, I want to keep it semi-natural but also just defined and shaped. So I'm using a Phoenix brow balm to do this. It gives a really nice, quite natural texture in the brow, and I'm using our Phoenix angled brow brush, and I'm just going through and defining the edges first, and then I'm just going to go and fill in the whole brow using the balm. So for this whole look today, I'm going to be using one palette. I'm using a brand new palette called P. Louise. It's from the P. Louise Makeup Academy, and it's just, oh my god, just fiery, amazing, gorgeous colors. So the first shade I'm going to be using is this amazing mustard yellow. It's called P. Louise, and this is going to be placed in the socket area, in the crease of the eye. I just loved this color so much on its own. I mean, this with some lashes would make an amazing look, so I had to get a photo of just that look alone. So I decided to build up the color though. We're going to keep going and make it colorful. So I'm now using a bright orange called Sun-Kissed. These colors that I'm using are all matte. This is just such a beautiful vibrant orange, so this is just going on top of the yellow, but I want a little bit of the yellow coming through, so I'm using a slightly smaller brush so that the orange doesn't completely cover the yellow. Now I'm going to be using a really vibrant red. This color is called Queen. I've just been living my whole life without a red eyeshadow until this palette came along. It's the perfect matte vibrant red. It's incredible. So using a smaller brush, I'm using the red in the inner corner of the socket of the crease and the outer. So we're just kind of creating a halo effect at the moment. And then now taking Bestie, which is a dark chocolate brown from the palette. This again is going in the outer and the inner corner of the crease area just to intensify and deepen the red tone that we've already placed on the eyes. And now I'm going to cut out a spotlight area, so I'm creating a really rounded shape in the center of the eye. So essentially it's like cutting the crease, but we're not going to go all the way across the sides and the inner corners of the crease, so we're really making a spotlight right in the center of the eye. So when I do this, I always use the P. Louise base because it is a great crease cutter and spotlight cutter. But I also think it's important that you use a slightly smaller brush, especially for detail, because you want to get the lines and the edges of the concealer really sharp so that the spotlight looks really defined and definite. And once we have cut out that area, I just kind of blend off the inner and outer corners using a soft brush. And now I'm going to place color on the spotlight itself. So I'm using now the P. Louise, which is that vibrant yellow again. So this is going in the inner and outer corners of the spotlight. I'm using the Phoenix Cosmetics concealer brush because it has a really nice edge. It's very sharp, so when you want a detailed and precisioned line, you get it from this brush. And it also holds the pigment and it places it really nicely as well. So now I'm taking that orange, which is called Sun-Kissed, and I'm just building that on top of the yellow so that we have a nice kind of gradients from the yellow into the orange. And then I'm going to use the red Queen and do the exact same thing. So we're just building up the color so it goes from yellow to orange to red so that we have darkness and depth in the outer corners and the inner corners of the spotlight area. So it's the same color combo that we did in the crease of the eye. So next I'm using that Bestie color, which is a dark chocolate brown, and that's going right in the outer corner and the inner corner of the spotlight, and I'm just blending it out into the crease. Okay, now I'm going to go and just define that spotlight a little bit more, especially along the tip of the circle. So using a white M.A.C chrome paint, and this I mix with water, I'm just going to place that along the top of the spotlight just to intensify that line again. And once that's been placed there, I just brush it down all the way to the lid, and then just pack on a little bit more color just to bring that yellow and orange back through again. I've gone and placed a little bit of the Louise base just under the eye. I use this kind of not as a concealer, it's definitely as a base. It just makes the colors under the eye really vibrant. So I use this to apply eyeshadow, and I always apply concealer afterwards. So I'm just using those same shades under the eye, and I used a black in the waterline of the eye as well. And now I'm taking a custom pigment that I've made in the Phoenix store. It's just a beautiful shimmery coral glitter. It's like a mixture of glitter and pigment, and I'm just placing that on the spotlight to really make the spotlight pop. And I've gone and placed the tear lashes in the style Lavish on top with a little bit of mascara, and now it's time to start the base. So on the skin today, I wanted to make the skin just ultra glowy and really dewy and just really fresh looking. So I'm using our Phoenix Custom Blend foundation, and this is in a dewy finish. So we do two, we do a matte finish and a dewy. So obviously I wanted the skin glossy, so I'm using a dewy finish. And I have applied 2 layers to the skin. I just wanted to build it up and make it absolutely flawless. I mean, Devon's skin is incredible anyway, but I just wanted to make this look incredibly smooth and flawless. And I love building up this foundation because it doesn't kind of make the skin look heavier or cakey, it just makes the skin look smooth. So I'm applying the foundation with a foundation brush, and then I'm using a dense contouring powder brush just to buff in the product so it sits really nicely on the skin. And then I just apply another layer. So you can see it looked amazing before, but the second layer just kind of adds a little bit more of a flawless finish to the skin. And this brush that I'm using right here, I'm in love with at the moment. I don't know the brand, I think I got it off eBay, but it is incredible. And now I'm adding concealer, starting with under the eye area. I'm using Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define, which I just absolutely really like this texture at the moment. It is a great dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. So I'm just using it under the eyes, down the nose, along the cheekbone, a little bit on the forehead, a little bit on the Cupid's bow, and then a little bit on the chin as well. So kind of in the same areas that I would normally take a highlight to just accentuate the high points of the face. So once that is on, then I just go in and start buffing it out. I think it's really important when you're doing concealer to not buff the product away or shift it. So just using small kind of circular buffing motions with your brush. Make sure that you're not shifting the concealer out too far, otherwise it's going to go in areas that you don't want it to go, and we want to keep it relatively in the same place that we have applied it in the first place. So I'm using that same buffing brush that I got from eBay. It's really nice and dense, so it just means that it doesn't lift the product off. It kind of just sits it on the skin surface and works it into the skin. And of course I'm using a slightly smaller brush for detail under the eye area. I'm only using a small amount of powder down the T-zone area. So today I'm using NYX Cosmetics Stay Matte Powder, and that's just literally going on the forehead, down the nose, and then a little bit on the chin as well, and lightly dusted under the eyes. Now we can contour and make the skin pop and just look defined and glowy. So for bronzer today, I am using our Phoenix Cosmetics SouthBeach Baked Powder. So this is a beautiful golden yellow toned bronzer, but it has like a slight kind of golden shimmer through it. I just absolutely love this bronzer, especially on the right skin tone, and Devon has the perfect skin tone for this. I can almost see that it kind of matches her hair a little bit. It's in that same tone family. So just works with her coloring really well. I'm using a frosted blush. This is actually a Phoenix sample highlighter that I wanted to try out, and it's such the prettiest pink. So it's actually a highlighter, but because it has a little bit of pink color and pigmentation to it, I used it as a blush. And now we can go and highlight and do my favorite part, which is making the skin glow. I mean, look at that. I just had to give you that slowed down close up because that glow is something else. I'm using my favorite highlighter at the moment, which is called Dull Light, and it's called Shine Bright, and it's just such a beautiful highlighter. They do two highlighters. One is called Shine Bright, one is called Like a Diamond. You've got a gold and then a champagne bisque. This is the more champagne bisque, the lighter highlight, and it's just so smooth and silky and just it just makes me feel some kind of way. So I'm placing that on the upper cheek area, into the temple, above the brow, on the forehead. I'm going to place a little bit on the tip of the nose. You know I've got to do the cupid's bow. I've got to place some on the chin as well. I'm going to switch over to the other side of the face and repeat. And I literally just layered and layered and layered because I wanted to make this look about the glow. So I have applied quite a few layers of that highlighter. And then to finish on the lips, I am using a Phoenix lip pencil called Rosewood, and I finished the lips with Fenty GlossBomb gloss, which I love, and then I put a little bit of the pigmenty glitter that I used on the eyes, just lightly dusted that onto the lips as well, just to make the lips sparkle and to give a little bit of something else to make them sparkly and glittery. So there you have our completed look. So a really natural but defined brow, colourful spotlight eyes, just that depth of fiery colour with a little bit of glitter, bomb lashes, dewy skin, a little bit of contour with that bronzer, glow, 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 and shimmery glittery lips. This has been one of the most favourite looks I've ever done, particularly because Devon just has such a beautiful face and I love working on her, but these colours I think just work so well and she looks incredible. I'm really happy with it. I hope that you guys like it as well. As a makeup artist, sometimes looks just completely come together or they don't, and for me this is just one of those ones that I love and it just completely came together. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of magic to create a gorgeous look, and we definitely had some magic with us that day. So thank you so much to my gorgeous model, and thank you guys for tuning in and watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and like the look. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and have an amazing week, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.